Welcome to online examination system developed in C# using Visual Studio 2015. Well, just to let you guys know, this tutorial was requested by this guy here. As you can see, said I want an examination system with student login and admin login, in which a student can take exam, and when the exam is finished it should display results. If you can't see it here, it is okay. That's what he wants me to do. So let me take you guys straight to the demonstration now. So let me show you guys how it works. As you can see right here, has a couple of instructions. So the exam is meant to be functional mathematics level 2, and there are 7 questions. Time allocated, we have 60 minutes there, and so on. So according to the instruction here, click on OK there. And the next thing is you come to the help section. The section actually tells you what each of these components are for. Here we have a timer, we have review, we have flag. You can always flag down whatever question you don't have a clue of. We have a previous arrow, and we have next. We have help file. We have a calculator if the question requires you to use your calculator, or you can also use online calculator, which is right here. Then we have an exit button as well, and the next thing is for you to click on OK. Once you click on OK, it brings you straight to the first set of the question. You can see it's question 1 to 5. You are expected to answer this volume measurement. So, and here they expect you to show the working. So like we have 5 times 8 times 3, okay, and that will give you what? If you don't know the answer, because the calculator is already enabled, you can use the calculator to check that out if you want. Right, okay, you can always use the calculator to find the answer to that one. That's 120. So you just need to enter 120 there. And the next one, check that out, the same thing. The choice is yours to use the calculator. That's 3. Okay, we'll just speed up the whole process. Alright. Okay, once you completed the first 5 questions, which is right here, you can click on next, and that'll bring you here. Follow the instruction. The answer to this is this. Okay, then let's go for the last one. I'll deliberately check on the wrong answer there, and that is it. Click on this, and that's the end of the exams. So you can always click on review and check how you've performed so far. Okay, or if you want, you can then click on continue. Once you click on continue, see, that is what you get. You can see the score is 71%. So what I'll do now, guys, is to take you guys straight into the Visual Studio development environment, and we put one of these together again in C#. So let's do that now. Okay, this is for you, my friend Ali, right there. So I'm going to start a new project now. I've already clicked on a new project, and here comes our project dialog. So right here I'm going to enter a name there. Let's just call that CS underscore online exam. So that will be the name of my file. Click on OK, but make sure the Windows form application is selected. Click on OK. Now that my form is ready, so I will define the size of this form to be 1368 by 700, maybe 46, 746. That is my form. And just for your information, I will not be developing any login system. There are a lot of login system there. You can have a look at it and see how it's done. You will see how it's done on YouTube, and I also have a login system on my YouTube channel as well. However, you will also see how to embed 1 or 2 forms. So like I'm gonna get 2 forms here now. Go to project, add new form. Okay, so one of those forms would be for my calculator, while the other one would be for just the help file. So this will be for my calculator. I won't bother give it a name, but make sure Windows form is selected. Click on OK. That's for form 2. Now let's go for form 3. That's form 3 done. Okay, those are ready now. Okay, on form 1 itself, I will then add 8 group box. Remember what I just said, 8 group box. Okay, I have my very first one there, right there. That's group box number 1. I can just copy. That's 2, 3, 4. I can copy all of these, hold down the control. That gives me 8 in total. Right, so the very first group box here, I will then change the back color right here. Let's come down here, change the back color to app workspace right there, and I will also get rid of the text. That is it, gone. Let's move this very group box, move it up here, yeah, about that, and just drag it horizontally across the screen right there. Now the next thing is, let me get some buttons in place. So back to tools, let's look for button right there. Let's drag it and put it there. The back color of this button, let me change that to, let's change that to control lights and images. Let's look for some images. So here I've got some images that I intend to use. Let's get that here. Good, I have them in here. So that will be my clock. Let's get a clock in place. I think this was the one. Yeah, that's the clock. Click on OK. Right there, the clock is in there. Now image align, get the image align. I'm going to move it up. Then the text on the image, okay, I'll just enter timer there and align the text to the bottom. Okay, right there. So the text is right at the bottom. And let me change the size of this to maybe 77 by 66. Yeah, there's enough room now, and move it up there. Okay, I'm going to make a duplicate of this because I'm going to need 2 of those to carry out what I intend to do. But let's give this a name, BTN. Let's just call it BTN clock, and copy BTN clock, and that will be, let's just call it BTN timer. Okay, so I have both of them in there, just position them together. But because I need some more component, I can just copy these. Right, so I'm gonna need about 8 of those. How many do we have now? We need 1 more there. So that's the last one. That's actually BTN exit. BTN exit. I just change whatever is in there, the text content, to exit right there. And the image, go back to where it says image, and let's get the image on board right there. I need to change that very image to something else. That's the image I intend to use there. That's that taken care of. So the next one, now the next one, that will be, let's change the image of the next one to calculator. I need the calculator image. I think that might be it. Number 4, yeah, that's it right there. And now come right down here and just enter. There, then followed by the help file. Change that to help and get a question mark on board. That question, Let's see if that's it. Yeah, that's it. There. Now I need next. Yeah. Then I want previous. Previous. Right there. Then we also need a flag here. Let's go for flag. No. I think this is my flag. This. Okay. Then finally I want one for review. Yeah. Okay, those are all my images now in place. So all I need to do now is to change the text content in there. This is review. That is flag. Previous. And next. Alright, my menu bar is ready. So now, this is Groupbox 1. I will not be changing the name of the Groupbox, just for your information. Okay, wait a minute. I think these ones, they all need a name. That's BTN review. We now have BTN flag previous. BTN previous. BTN next. BTN help. BTN calculator. And finally, okay, this is supposed to be BTN exit. BTN exit there. Okay, before I continue, I'd wanted to start arranging this, but let me get the following component first. Go back to the toolbox. I need a timer right there. Double click on it. Alright, so we get that timer there. Then I need an image list. Let's look for an image there. There we go, image list. Double click on that as well. There. Then I also need, just to make it a bit user friendly, I need a tooltip. There's 1, 2, 3, they're all there now. Okay, now you see these very Groupbox, that's Groupbox number 2. I'm going to leave the name as Groupbox number 2 and just get rid of this. Okay, now the size of that Groupbox, let's make it about 1260 by 515. So that is my Groupbox. Okay, the rest of the Groupbox, I've actually arranged them here. Now the next thing I want to do is, let's align this to it. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, yeah, the next thing I want to do now is get a label. I need a label right up here inside our very Groupbox. That's here. There's a label there, and that label, set the property of the label as follows. Let's go to the appearance here. Okay, auto size, make that false, and set the color to app workshop. Get rid of the text content in there. for now, and change this to about 16, yeah, maybe 18, and the font color, make that control light, and just you can drag it along, or we can just type it in there. The size is 1263 by, let's go for 36. Right, that's cool. Yeah, right there. So just need to align it a little bit there and take it right up there. Okay, so that is done now. So for frame 1, we've taken care of that. That's Groupbox 1. Groupbox 2, that's what we're working on now. On Groupbox 2, we need to enter the following. On this very Groupbox 2, we're going to need another label. Maybe let's just copy this very one. Copy it, that's fine. And we will change the color of this very one. Let's change the color of that very one to control light, and right in there, come to where it says text right there and enter as follows. Okay, let's change the text, the font color, let's change that to black so that we can see it right there. Okay, let's bring it down and come back in here, take this up. Okay, so that is ready. Let's see this side. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, I might as well just change the back color of this one. Let's change that to, let's move this up and change the back color of that. Let's change it to control light as well, right there. Okay, now we need a button. Let's copy a button, this very one. Copy it, hold down the control, just copy, drag, and let's move it down here. Get rid of the image in there. Come here where it says image. Let's click on that, and that's it, the image is gone. And change the text to okay. Let's change the alignment, make that center, and come up here and change the font size, make it bold. I think maybe about 24. Yeah, that's fine, that's good there. So that's how we want it. Move this up a little bit more, and maybe bring this down, take it up. Okay, so that is for Groupbox number 2. It's taken care of now. Okay, before we continue, let's take care of one thing first. You see the OK button? We might as well double click on that and enter the following lines of code. So I'm going to start by making Groupbox 3, make that visible there. Dot visible equals true. Okay, because that will be the next component that we will see on the form. Then the other thing that I want to enable is, let me enable my clock, this very one. Dot enable, that is the button, if you guys can still recollect, equals true as well. The other thing we should, and I'm going to make this button timer, the one I call timer, this very one, I'm going to make that is visible, make that false. The visible property becomes false. Okay, now the timer itself, timer 1, this very one, dot start. Okay, I enabled that right away. Alright, now one other thing that I would do is, before I can continue, is let me come up here right underneath here where it says public class from 1 here, public partial class from 1. I'm going to declare an integer there. Let's say int I question. Okay, int I question, that is my global variable that I intend to use for just this one. Okay, now I can even assign that here. I can say int I question inside our variable button equals 1. Alright, then btn next dot text equals convert to string, and what I want you to convert to string is the variable. There, those are all the lines of code that goes inside the OK button right here. I think it doesn't have a name. Let's see, it should have a name. Yeah, it should have a name. btn OK. Alright, I know the name will not change, but what I will do is copy all of this. I'm going to cut it off. Just cut it off, edit and cut. Alright, now let's go back in there. Make sure it's selected because I want the names. Let's get rid of that there. If I don't do it that way, I just don't want you guys, I don't want to get myself confused. So double click on that. Now I have btn OK. Paste that in there so I can work with btn OK. So that's fine. That's for my very first one. The next one I want to take care of, let's go back in there. Let's take care of frame number 3. This is frame number 3 here, right there. Okay, frame 3. So let's change frame 3 as follows. First thing first, get rid of the text content in there. Change the back color of frame 3 to control lights, control lights, and just resize it. Make sure the size is the same, 1263 by 515. And now the coordinates, let's come to location and change that to 47,93. There, it's right on top. Now I need to double click on the form, okay, and all of those group box, let's make them invisible apart from group box number 2. Group box 2, this is 2, make it visible. Group box 3 is visible equals false. Okay, so I'll repeat the same thing for the other 8. Okay, so change the numbers. So this will be 4, 7 and 8 right there. btn time, make it dot visible equals false. Then let's get the main timer. I said timer 1 dot stop. I don't want it to do anything yet. Okay, now the other thing, calculator. We don't want the calculator to be enabled. Dot enable equals false. Let's move this up so that you guys can see it. Now what else? We need the help file, all of the help files there. Okay, the next thing is the btn help file right there. Dot enable equals false, and we just speed that up there. So when you run the program, so what will happen is all of the following components will be disabled except the group box number 2. So let's run that and see it now right there. Okay, so when I then click on the OK button, that will enable group box 3. just like that. Alright, so let's continue. Okay, with the group box number 3 in place, so what I would do is then copy one of these. Let me just copy it because I need it as a help file, and followed by this very one, followed by, and come here, we need previous, then next, help, calculator, and then finally the exits. So this would be our help file, kind of. Okay, so let's move this so we have enough room for them. Now we need a label. Come right down here. In fact, we need a couple of labels here. We need one up here, and we're gonna need to copy this. We need one here. So that very one, enter the following in there. And let's change that to auto size, make that false. Okay, that's it right there. And let's change the text content in there. The font size, actually, let's change that to make it bold, 16. I think that's not too big. Okay. Alright, so what I need to do is to repeat the same thing for the other components. But before that, let's change this to as follows, and change the back color. Okay, the fonts on this one will be, let's change that to help and get it centered. Now font size, make that 18, bold 18, and make the color, yeah, it's centered already anyway. We just need to change the color to control light, and the length, let's change the length to 1200 plus 1263 right there. Okay, so let's speed that up now. Okay, this is how the system looks now. Let me show it to you guys if I run it. That's how it looks. Is looking right now. Click on that, and there we have help here, and at least I think we're going to need a button here. Let's get one. Let's get a button there, and just move this aside for now. Let's bring it down. I need this OK button. Copy that, and just undo what I've just done now, and paste the OK button there, right there. That's the OK button. Bring it right down here, and let's change the name of this OK button, maybe to OK2. Come up here, BTN OK2. There, that's taken care of. Okay, so what we need to now do with OK number 2 is double click on that and just enter the following lines of codes. Okay, look at that. So we'll run that and see. So that's OK2. So with that, just call it the end of the first part of this tutorial.